welcome to Downriver Golf Course, where we are staying overnight. They are a harvest host. We just left Drummer Boy Resort this morning. The next 2 nights we will be staying at Harvest Host, boondocking, or dry camping, whichever you prefer to call it. We are off Lincoln's Highway, and here you will find one of the roadside giants.
This is 3D.
It is. And we have a lovely person sleeping under this. No, we're on Lincoln Highway. It's not Lincoln. We have George Washington, though. I guess money is money. You would think it should be, right? So why a quarter?
Because of inflation. We did a Lincoln penny, but...
Yeah, absolutely. So at a Harvest Host, you need to either play a round of golf, since we're on a golf course, or go have cocktails and dinner. So we all say, what? And on our way to cocktails and dinner at Downriver.
A good looking RV.
And there's Miss Bullwinkle. And I'm turning. Are you ready? Look how pretty. Cute.
Long shot. Do you have sweet tea? We have unsweet tea, but I can give you sugar with it. I'll take one.
So which one's better, the Caribbean Crush or the Jack Daniel's Peach?
You can't.
You already go. Jack Daniel's.
Have a good night.
Oh man,
Oh my goodness.
does it feel good?
It's freezing out here.
It's cooler out here than it was in there.
Oh my, I can't take this.
Uh-huh. Oh, it won't be long. So at Fairway, you still have outside seating, inside seating. I've seen more people at this bar than I've noticed at any other sporting place. So back in the background, this place also has hookups at $25 a night.
We have line judges.
We can carry our drinks back to the RV.
With lemonade.
Loving Harvest Host. So we're all packed up?
All packed up.
And are we ready?
We're ready to go.
And can you tell them where we're going?
I have no idea where we're going. Wherever the GPS takes me. I believe next stop is another Harvest Host, and we'll be going to the Air Heritage Museum. Since I'm a retired Air Force, kind of my kind of thing. And we'll see some old planes. I'm sure there'll be some before my time, not after my time. But anyway, so looking forward to that.
So keep on watching, and
I think you have a special surprise at the end.
I have a little teachable suggestion.
Suggestion.
Or maybe tip.
Not a teachable moment. So I think it'll be good. So see you in a few minutes. I'm Dale, by the way, Dale Bonner.
I'm Mary. Nice to meet
Mary?
you. My husband Fred and our daughter Peyton.
It started out with a B-17 going off the runway, and the building wasn't here, and a group of dedicated individuals got together, got things planned, and got that plane rebuilt and into the air. And then it was, well, geez, if I build if I get a building built here, I have to go through Congress and the airport proper. It's long before I came on. He would bring in his own aircraft for restoration. So there was a number of unique aircraft that had come through, been restored, and then recycled, used by other museums. But that gentleman had since passed. You know, we're about restoration, preservation, restoration, I guess.
Yeah.
So cloth art, not aluminum. Leading edge, they beef up a little bit because things like birds in it. And then try to compare it as best you can. Pretty much they're standard mechanical devices, but the FAA have specific specifications. Like you put on a nut and a bolt anywhere, you can torque it down. But in these specifications, you need a minimum of 1 inch, 1.5 threads above the nut. It's just one of those regulations, and there's many more of those that you go through. The material is cut to shape, adhered on, ironed to tighten it up. You have to be very careful. You don't want to go too hot, because then you, instead of tightening, it gets to the point that it loosens. Then you have to start over. Each one of these little bumps is a knot, modified sign knot, that has to be sewn in to hold the material to those ribs. So the pushing and pulling of the lift factor doesn't take the material off of the aircraft. So you get a small piece of tape, 3 punched holes, and you're going through. A couple guys, you got to have a helper, because you're going in, around, back out the front, tie your knot. Oh yeah, you'll see if you look inside, you'll see the thread.
Oh, wow.
She runs, she gets off the parades, 53 Willies. Now the gun is obviously deactivated. There's ways you do that. The bullets are not real. So everything's made safe.
She's beautiful.
Paul did an awfully good job.
You trade the spears?
No.
Where's the air conditioning? Where's the air conditioning
Got
at?
it on. Okay, the only one in the United States is still airworthy and flies to air shows. Again, to educate folks on its role in Vietnam, of this airframe in Vietnam. This was a United States-based aircraft. Training, moving supplies and troops around. It's not left the country. Again, it's a multi-mission type aircraft. The back opens up, so you can drive that like that. 53 Willies you could drive up in there, 24,000 pounds cargo. This was a K model. The K model included GE jet engines for takeoff. Again, polyester control surfaces like what we've seen on the inside. Tom Cruise made a movie a couple years back called American Made. Barry Seal was the character. Barry Seal was a CIA operative, at least they say that in the movie. And at the end of his career, at the end of the movie, about 15 minutes before the end of it, this aircraft shows up. Barry Seal had 2 of those. These, rather. This is Chris P. Bacon.
Happy to meet you, Chris.
You want to shake hands, Chris? No, you don't have much.
Nice to meet you.
You don't have much of a grip. He's our mascot pilot. When we get out to air shows, we have placards that we hang, picture boards that you can hang. It doesn't give you a wide version of what the capabilities are. The plane would hold military, soldiers, combat people. You could rig it up for paratroopers. You could want the side doors, that's what the cables are for the static lines. I believe it was 40 stretchers for medical evacuations. Tubes on the walls can come off and be screwed into the floors and then fastened to the ceilings. And then you put seating in it or stretchers in it, whichever fits the role of the aircraft. Designed to get in to short runways, to get out of short runways back in, like in the mountains of Vietnam. Here's some photographs of what this aircraft handle. Whereas we were talking about being a glider. There's a cable of Peter Strukoff gave me this photograph out in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. He's the grandson of the designer. He was kind of happy to get back on board. His grandfather, when they pulled the contract, tried to keep some operations going. So he started Strukoff Aviation, and he took the glider, GJ787, and he put actual operation jets on it. That's the same airframe. The ones that outside are a takeoff jet. It's to aid in takeoff. These are actually propulsions. It didn't have the performance the government was looking for. They liked that Pratt & Whitney 2800. So he went back to the Pratt & Whitneys, but he put a water ski underneath it and a pontoon. He made the first amphibious aircraft. But again, it wasn't what the government was looking for at the time. So they stayed with a basic cargo aircraft produced by Fairchild. These arrangements show you some of the versatility of seating and ways of putting it together. At the back of this aircraft, that hatch goes down, the dark part. the gray part goes up. So you have one large hole here, like a C30. People will say, oh, this is where the C30 came from. This was operational at the time of the C30, 1954. You had a Caribou, something similar. Totally different aircraft, smaller, but it had a similar role. But it went into carrying smaller cargo, went into smaller areas. And you had this aircraft, the C-123. And then you had the C-130. The turbojets, 4 engines, these are radials, you know, more cargo, more distance. So they each had their own role.
One of the things that children will say is, I'm bored. And a lot of parents think that we have to plan things for them not to be bored. However, once a child is bored, they start tapping into their own curiosity and figuring out creative things to do. So be careful not to overplan and give your children some downtime. Well, that was pretty educational. We want to thank Dale for showing us around the Air Heritage Museum.
He was a great guy, full of knowledge. Believe me, you didn't see 1/10 of what we saw. And but yeah, he really enjoyed them. We may have donated a little to the cause. Maybe bought our own airplane. I don't know.
If you liked it, you can donate yourself. We'll leave the link below. And if you like this and want to come back, please subscribe to this channel.
Hit the thumbs up button.
And give us a like.
And come back next week. We got even better than.
See you next time.
Next time. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye-bye.